everybody, this is Charles Hain. I'm here for No Film School and I am making a video with a whole bunch of wheelie boys, and let me tell you why. When I was a working freelance DP, a thing that showed up all the time was the night walk and talk. So many jobs, you get to a part in the script and it's like, father and son reconnect while walking through the suburbs at night, which is a beautiful scene and I get it, but it's really hard on an indie budget. It's a lot of space to cover. There's not a lot of light outside at night. And on an indie project, you usually don't have a budget. But the director wants a really fluid, languorous shot, and you want something that looks really nice and has proper amount of lighting in it. And so what we're doing today is we're doing a test shot that sort of brings a bunch of those things together. All of those scenes have a mix of color temperatures, right? You're gonna have a crazy color temperature from your street lamps. You're gonna have cars driving by at a different color temperature. The house is gonna kick out a different color temperature. Then whatever your ground lights are gonna be different color temperatures. You wanna be able to mix those color temperatures, but still have flattering light on the actors' faces. As cinematographers or as filmmakers, we have to execute that. And that requires a camera that shoots raw. It's also a low budget project, so you probably don't have budget for Steadicam. You probably don't even have budget for like the 2 people you would need to run a full-size Ronin 2. You're gonna be working on something smaller like a Ronin RS2. So you need a camera that fits in a smaller stabilizer. Ideally, you're gonna need a camera that's super fast, right? So you're gonna need a camera that does a dual native ISO. Now, there are big cameras that have RAW and dual native ISO. But if you want a small camera that fits in the RS2, that has dual native ISO with a 3200 top ISO and does RAW, the Blackmagic Pocket 6K is really like the only thing that like fits in that nexus. When it's nighttime. I got really inspired by this video by Best Boy Adam. It's a really great video about rigging a Blackmagic Pocket to a bicycle. So we, inspired by that, got our hands on a Tilta Hydra Alien and have rigged up an RS2 with a Blackmagic Pocket to a bicycle. We're using a hybrid electric bike, a Turn HSD, which has a Bosch motor that helps with the pedaling. We're doing that because the subject is actually really much younger than I am and I want to be able to keep up. So this is Corey and Jamel and Kyle. We'll have Insta links to them below, so you should all follow them if you like the cool wheelie stunts they do. And they are going to be doing some cool wheelie stunts on these LED lit bikes as we ride around the Brooklyn Navy Yard. It looks amazing. I'm a little bit worried about stability. Well, no, I mean, I'm just worried about stability because I'm worried about stability. And we'll do super smooth next. Okay. All right, let's do it. So, what's our lighting strategy? You really need to identify a couple of things. One is a way to do a gentle moving front fill that just gives you some base exposure on your actors. There's gonna be moments where there's nothing on them. They step out of a streetlight, there's no car going by, they're not in front of a store. And when there's nothing on them, you want that gentle fill, giving you enough that there's some detail there, which is why we rigged up a 300D and a soft bag on our little lighting rig so that we could just have gentle fill. So even when they go through pools of darkness, we're gonna have a little fill on them so you can still catch some detail. Then the other thing you want, as much as possible, is you want some backlight to provide separation for when it's pure darkness behind them. On a bigger job, this would be a scissor lift at the end of the street, or a full-size job, a couple condors at the end of the street, or a couple blocks over. What we're gonna be able to do is we rigged up a second electric bike and we put an Aperture 120D on that. We put the 120D on the backlight because since it's oblique, we're gonna get a little more punch out of it because it's gonna be sort of punching straight at the lens. So we'll have a 120D with a Fresnel behind, a 300D with a soft bag in front. Now we're gonna take this footage over to post, and in post, you're gonna see how having that raw gives you a little bit more flexibility than you're gonna get in a compressed format like H.265, where you're not gonna be able to push colors as far. You're gonna see colors clip out more quickly. And even if you've got, you know, some flexibility, you're not gonna have that flexibility you get out of raw. What's exciting to me is that we now have a camera that's sort of in that nexus where I'm on a low budget shoot. I'm not gonna have the money for a car-based stabilization system or Steadicam and operator. I'm gonna have a very small stabilizer, but I have a camera that's gonna do internal RAW and high ISO all bound together in one system. These wide shots, they're on an 11mm from Irix. Really nice lens, super excited to shoot with it, very fun. This is the first shoot I got to do with it, but only opens to a 4, which is very common on super wide lenses. When you want to get that 11mm shot at night, having that 3200 base ISO that you can crank up to gives you the ability to get shots like this at nighttime in RAW.